Okay, in this first question we've got to divide this cubic by a linear factor. So that means we need a grid method. What we're trying to achieve is that the cubic, here it is, has got to be expressed as the linear factor times something, which we're going to call the quotient, okay, plus or minus something at the end, and that's going to be the remainder. So one way of giving the answer is just to give this line here with the bracket filled in and the remainder inserted, okay. Another way to do it is to state at the end what the quotient equals and what the remainder equals. So to do that, you need to set up the grid. So this multiplication would be a grid. We'd have x minus 3 down the side. You've got examples of this in your notes. We know that we need to generate each term of the cubic. So here we've got all the terms. Always start with x cubed and go x squared x's, and then the numbers at the end, that's where the remainder comes in. So you're going to start by saying I need to generate an x cubed. So you decide what you need at the top, you decide what you get at the bottom, then you look at these two terms together, which will be x squared terms. There's one that you're forced to get at the bottom, and you need to consider what other x squared term needs to be here to end up with this 4x squared. So it's the grid method, okay? You keep going, you'll get a number here in the grid, okay? Now that number, okay, may not be this plus 3. In fact, once again, you need to consider what other number would have to be combined with this number to give the answer of 3. And that number you're left with here is the remainder. So the terms that you need to multiply the x minus 3 by, okay, in other words, the terms along the top of your grid are the contents of that bracket. And that's what you can say equals the quotient, and then the number that you have left over here that needs to be combined with the one from the grid to make the plus 3 is your remainder. Okay, and it's nice if you give this as your answer, this whole, well in fact this whole line here, okay, and together with saying what the quotient and the remainder are separately. Hope that helps.